Hey guys, it's Josh, and today we're going to be looking at your employment forms. Hopefully, this video is helpful as you try to fill out your contract, your tax forms, and all the forms you need to be employed at Hidden Acres this summer. Please don't forget that these forms are really important, so take them seriously because your employment is contingent upon the completion of these forms. So we want you to be on staff. So get these forms done and get them done correctly. So in your email, you should have received an email that looks kind of like this. It says Josh Constant via DocuSign is who it's from. If you don't see it, it might be in your spam folder. So go look in there if you can't find it. So it should say DocuSign, review documents, and have this message from me with my picture right here. You should have received another email from me specifically that has this video. So that's probably where you found this. And your contract instructions. So this sheet is super helpful. I would say keep this on you the whole time you're doing your documents. It'll literally have step-by-step instructions for each of the different forms we're going to be filling out. All the instructions are in red. And this also has a link to this video if you lose it. But so keep this on you the whole time. It'll be super helpful as we fill out our documents. So we're going to move back over to our email here. And to get started, we're going to press Review Documents. Should open up DocuSign. All right, and we're going to press Continue. And it will ask you to agree to using DocuSign, basically. So the first thing that pops up is the instructions again, in case you lost that other sheet. They're right at the top, so you can always scroll to the top if you need some help with how to do this. And here's a link to the video that you're watching right now, if you need to find that again. But our first document that we're going to be starting with is your contract. So this is kind of the cover letter for your contract. It's got some good information, tells you all of the paperwork that you're going to be filling out today. It has some dates here that you might want to write down. This also has a link to our summer staff site. If you've never been there, please check it out. We put tons of information on our staff site, like dates, announcements. We'll put training info, the manual and curriculum go on here, training videos, all that jazz is on here. So go check it out if you haven't. Save that link, make sure you keep it near you. Or you can also subscribe to our summer staff calendar. It's just a Google Calendar with all the important dates on it. You just click here and it will subscribe your Google Calendar to our Google Calendar, and you'll see all the special dates that are coming up, just in case you forget them. But anyway, the first thing you're going to do is initial this page. This is just the summer staff pay scale. It just tells you how we decide how much each staff member gets paid during the summer. So if you've ever been curious about how we're doing that this year, that's right here. And then this is the start of your contract. So it should have your name up here. Make sure that it's properly spelled, your legal name, and it'll show your position, how much you're getting paid. Make sure those all look right to you. And then definitely check these two right here. This is your arrival date, the day you're expected to be here on property, and your last day of work, the last day you're working here before you can go home. So make sure you have those noted down because that's what you're agreeing to be here for when you sign this contract. Please read this whole contract carefully. Don't forget that this is what you are agreeing to be held to during the summer. So when you're signing this, you're agreeing to everything that's said on this contract. So make sure to read it carefully. And you're going to come down to the bottom and you're going to have your name here. And then the date should automatically populate right here. So you shouldn't have to worry about that. And you're just going to press sign and it should sign it for you. See, Taylor Muggy, done. So now our contract is done, pretty easy. And then we can move on to our first tax form, which is the W-4. So the first thing we're going to do is fill out these top boxes. So this is just basic information, right? Like your name, got caps lock on, your last name, your social security number. Please double check to make sure that this is the correct social security number. This is pretty important for working here and just being on staff anywhere. So just make sure you typed it correctly. Double check it right here and you'll be good for the rest of the time. You can do your address, 1234 Candy Cane Lane. Your city, we'll go Dayton, Iowa, 50530. Right. fill those all out. Everything in red is required, if you didn't know. And then you got to pick one of these boxes. So if you're single or you're married or you're head of household, most of you are going to be single. So you can click that one right there. You're only choosing one, and then we can move on. So after that, steps 2, 3, and 4 are dependent on a few things. Most of you probably won't have to fill these out at all. But to figure out if you need to fill out any of these boxes, you can come down to this second page down here. And it will give you specific instructions for step 2, step 3, step 4. So basically what you can do is just read those real quick. And if any of those have to do with you or fit your situation, then you can fill out those sections. But if not, you can skip it. But you also need to check this exemption section right here, exemption from withholdings. Some of you might be exempt. I'm guessing most aren't. But you can read this real quick. And if you are exempt, you just need to put exempt right in this box. Boop, right there. And you're exempt. So do that. Make sure to check that if you need to. But then you can move on and sign. And now that document is done. And we can move on to our next one. So our next document is the Iowa W-4. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to fill out this top section here. You can see that it kind of auto-filled most of it. Make sure to pick one of these bubbles. Most of you are going to be single. And then you're going to put your city right here. So what was our city? We did Dayton, Iowa, 50530. Easy. And then this section right here. So if you're exempt from income tax, you can put exempt here. Most of you probably aren't. But this is where you will claim any allowances or deductions from your taxes if you want to do that. If you want some more information on like what allowances you're allowed to claim, you can come down to this section down here, and it will tell you what personal allowances you can take and deductions right here. So basically, if any of these make sense to you and you want to do that, pull that from your taxes, you can do that. They'll all be in dollar amounts, so like $40 or $80. So if you want to claim an exemption, you'll put like $40 right here, right? And then you add them all up, and then the total will go right here. If you're not taking any allowances, any exemptions, deductions, you can just put a 0 in this box and you can move on, and you're done with that. And then you need to sign right here. And then this section is done. And the last thing we need to do to finish the Iowa W-4 is come down to page 4 down here. So new hire reporting right here. And you're going to fill out these bottom boxes right here from question 9 all the way to question 12. All right, so you're going to put your date of birth. Taylor Muggy was born in 1909. I will say April 1st, 1909. Make sure your social security number is right, last name is right, first name, middle initial if you want to, address, city, state, zip. Easy. And then once you've done that, we can move on. And we're going to go to our I-9 form. So first thing on the I-9 is we're going to fill out these top section 1 box here. So we're going to do last name, first name, if you have any other last names, address, city, town, state, zip code, date of birth, social security number, make sure that's correct. You're going to put in your email, make sure you put in the right email. It's really easy to make a mistake when writing your email. I do that all the time, so make sure that's right. And then you're going to put your phone number in here. That's a great phone number. And then you're going to check one of these boxes right here, basically stating what your citizenship situation is. So most of you will probably be citizen of the United States, so you're going to click that box right there. And then if you have to click any of these other ones, you can fill out this bottom section stuff too, if you need to. And then you're going to sign right here. And then the last thing for the I-9, this is super important, so pay attention. So for the I-9, you need to include a few documents basically to prove your citizenship. So you have two options. Either you can provide one document from list A here. So just one from list A. So most of you, that would be a US passport. So if you have a US passport, I would suggest just doing this option. Just pick one thing from list A. If you don't have anything from list A, then what you need to do is take one document from list B and one document from list C. So 2 documents, right? Most people do a driver's license and a social security card are their 2 documents that they choose, but you can choose one from each list. So I'm going to be using list B and list C because I don't have a US passport. So I'm going to be uploading my driver's license from list B. So let's press this file button to upload it. So we're going to upload my driver's license and make sure that the picture is clear and you can read everything, get a really good picture of it. Pro tip, if you're doing this on your cell phone and you press the upload button, it gives you the option to just use your phone's camera. So you could press the upload button, literally pull out your driver's license, take a good photo of it, and you're done. And then we're going to upload our social security card. Again, take a good photo of it, have a good scan of it, whatever you do to get it, and upload it. If you do end up using list A, so you only have to do one document, DocuSign is still going to require that you put something in both of these boxes. So just put your passport in both of these boxes. That's fine. Just make sure they're both filled out. And then once you have both documents uploaded, you are all good to go with the I-9. And we can move on. There's my driver's license. Isn't it pretty? There's my social security card. And we're going to move on to the direct deposit authorization form. So basically what this form is, this is you giving us your bank's information so that we can pay you. So we automatically deposit money into your bank account. You're going to put your name right here, make sure it's right. And then you're going to put the routing number for your bank account. Normally it's the first number in the bottom left of a check. If you don't know what your routing number is, and then you're going to put your account's number here. It's normally the second number in the bottom of a check. And then you're going to put the name of your bank. So, so if it's People's Bank, you're going to put People's Bank right here. And then you're going to select whether the bank account you're using is a checking account or a savings account. So mine's a checkings account. So I'm going to click there. And then we're going to sign. And then the last thing we're going to do is we require that you provide us a document that shows all the information about your bank. So it needs to be a document that shows your bank's name, your routing number, your account number, and your account type. So basically all the information that's up here. A voided check is a great option. It has all this information on it. Or a savings deposit ticket if it's a savings account. Or honestly, if you have a bank app and you can get a screenshot of something on your bank account that shows all this information clearly, that would also work. And then you're just going to download it and right here. So I'm going to use a voided check. This is required. Please make sure you give us this document. It's just so that we can check and make sure all this information is accurate so that you can get paid. And we want you to get paid. So please get that uploaded. So there's my voided check. And then we're going to move on to our last form. So this sheet has a lot of different stuff on it. So basically there are 3 links that we need you to follow and fill out those forms before you are on staff. So you're going to initial right here to show us that you've read this line right here. And the first one we're going to do is fill out the summer staff info form. There's instructions for it right here. So you're going to click this link right here. It's going to open up the summer staff info form, and you're going to fill out all this information right here all the way down. Pretty easy questions. Please, on this page, page 2, make sure that your grammar is really good. All this information gets shown to camper parents. So please try to use good grammar, good punctuation, and really think about writing down good answers so that we can make a good impression with parents. So please make sure to do that. And you're going to fill out, there's a few pages here, there's 8 of them. They're all really easy questions. Just fill it out real quick and then press submit at the end. And then you're done with the staff info form. And then you can press right here and tell us that you have completed the summer staff info form. And then you're going to do the background check form. So to be on staff, you have to have a background check. And so this form here starts the background check for us. So you're going to fill out all this information. It's going to be a few pages and then submit at the end. And that will be your background check. And then you're done with it. And then you're going to select that you are completed with your background check form. And then you're going to do your staff health form. So this one's a little harder. So you're going to follow this link. It's going to take you back to this page. This page should look familiar. It's where you did your application. And you're going to type in the same sign-in that you used to apply for summer staff. You're going to log in. See, logged in. And I've got my summer staff application right here. It says Summer Camp 2025, right? 2025 summer staff application. You're going to fill out the summer staff medical form and the emergency contacts form. So both of these. So I'm going to start my health form, and I'm going to fill out all these pages. At the end, if you are under 18, it is required that your parent sign the end of these to basically agree that everything you wrote in the medical form is correct. And then you're going to do your emergency contacts form. You need to at least put in one emergency contact. You can put 3 if you'd like. And then you're going to save it. And then once you've done both of those, you can exit this and come back to our contracts, and you can say, I have completed the summer staff health form. And so we've gone through everything. So a nifty little trick with DocuSign is this little next button right here. Just kind of helps keep track of what you've done. And if you've missed anything, it will take you back. So I'm going to press next to see if I missed anything. Oh, I don't have my routing number. So we're going to put our routing number in. I didn't do my account number either. And then my bank name, Banky. And now that little box has gone away, which means I've completed every single thing on this form, and I can press the finish button. And once you've pressed finish, you will be done with your employment forms, and you'll be on Hidden Acres summer staff for 2025. So that is exciting. So you're required to finish all these forms within 4 weeks of receiving them. So please try to get them done as quickly as you can. If you have any questions about any of these forms, please feel free to either email me, or if you have questions about the tax forms, I highly suggest that you email Judy Swanson at hacamps.org. She is really good at this stuff and knows what she's talking about. So she'll have good answers for you and what you need to get done. But if you have any questions or anything, feel free to email me or email Judy. But thanks for watching, and have a good rest of your day.